Hello everyone and welcome back to the Reddit Nice channel. My name is Anthony and today I'll be reading a story regarding an OP who bear witnesses to some questionable actions from her best friend and a decision she decides to make and the fallout that happens. If you could do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, it helps with the algorithm and it helps me become a better content creator for you. Also, what I've discovered, if you watch more of my videos, that also helps with the algorithm too. So please don't be shy and click on another video once you're done watching this one. But that's enough of the plugs and all the jaw jacking about stuff that you're not here for. It's time for the stuff that you're actually here for. And this story is from the True Off My Chest subreddit with the post called, "I'm about to ruin my best friend's life and I don't feel remorse." Apparently this story involves infidelity and abuse of authority and emotional abuse and manipulation. The story was originally posted September 25th, 2024. So that's actually pretty recent. "My soon-to-be ex-best friend and I have been friends since middle school. We know everything about each other. Our families are basically one big family now. You get the idea. Like I said, we tell each other everything. Recently she came to me telling me she's been having an affair for about 4 months with her superior at her new job. She started about a year ago. She told me, not out of guilt, but to brag about the dream vacation she's going on with her affair partner, disguised as a work trip. She asked me to cover for her if her husband asks if we've been in contact because she's planning on going black for that week so he would have no way of finding out. Side note, we've both known her husband since high school. They are high school lovers, so they've been together for almost 15 years. Her husband is one of the most honest, hardworking, genuine people I know. He, of course, took everything she said about working late in the business trip at face value because he trusts her more than he trusts himself. I told her I would not be covering for her and to get out of my house because I couldn't even look at her right now. Later, I told my husband everything that happened and he was just as shocked and disgusted. Her husband is basically his best friend now, so he of course has a lot of loyalty to him as well. My husband pointed out something I didn't even think of. Our security camera. It caught everything. We plan on going to her husband tonight with the proof. It will be up to him to do what he wishes with it, but he deserves to know. Secondly, we're taking this to her job. As far as I know, fraternization of any kind is prohibited at her workplace. She was also promoted once by this same supervisor, so this could be seen as favoritism. Our guess is that they will both be fired. Finally, I'm going to send a snippet of her admitting the affair to all of her family, including mine. As I said, our families are very intertwined, so I will easily be able to contact the majority of her family. I'm not going to give her a chance to spin this against me or her husband. Some may think this is harsh, but I wholeheartedly disagree with what she's doing. ETA. I decided to take the advice of some of the commenters and leave it up to her soon-to-be ex to decide to go nuclear or not. As some of you pointed out, he may decide to stay with her, and going nuclear would ruin his life in turn. The other reason is, going nuclear and making her lose her job could affect the outcome of the divorce. We still plan to tell him, but we have decided against the other two options for now. I'm going to let the soon-to-be ex know if she tries to pin this on either of us or tells anyone a single lie, I will do a 180 and go nuclear. I will not be seen as a villain for a situation I didn't even ask to be in the first place. She was the one who thought it would be smart to tell her monogamous friend with traditional values that she's cheating on her spouse. She can lie in her bed. Small update. Everyone involved. Alyssa is her best friend. Noah is BFF's hub. I decided to take the advice of a few people and reach out to Alyssa before I went to her husband. I recorded the conversation and let her know I was for my safety. She still seemed extremely nonchalant about the whole thing. I told her I was worried for her And even for her, this was very out of character behavior. Long story short, she's felt very weak and unbalanced in her and Nora's marriage. For context, Noah went to a trade school and makes very good money. While up until her promotion, Alyssa was making slightly more than minimum wage. She has recently been reading up on some anti-traditional values, and the women in those forums attacked her for making less than her husband. She then explained that she noticed her supervisor was trying to flirt with her, and her internet friends told her to run with it and use him to get higher up. She of course did, but admitted she'd become emotionally attached to him as well. All in all, she admitted she doesn't really regret the affair because it helped with her career and she found love. I told her that she had the option to tell Noah the truth before me, but hubby and I were coming over tonight with the video of her admitting the affair so she wouldn't be able to sway it in her favor. Again, she very nonchalantly said, okay, and hung up on me. I don't know what the heck is going on. I can't tell if she's having some sort of psychosis or she's literally just so detached from her marriage that she doesn't care what happens. Hubby and I still plan on going to Noah tonight, but I'm honestly intrigued to see what she says to him, if she says anything at all. This is a weird story to hear. The fact that the wife is cheating and just doesn't care that anyone else knows. She doesn't care that OP is going to tell the husband. She doesn't care that OP might tell other people. She is completely detached from the situation. It sounds like she has lost interest in her husband so long ago and honestly doesn't care about what happens. And if you're at that point in the relationship, why not just leave? Why string him along? Why put him through this? Because eventually, because there is more to this story, of course, but just from what I'm reading so far, if this gets revealed, clearly something like the husband's going to be hurt by this. Does she not care about her husband's feelings anymore? Is he just a cash grab for her or something? I don't understand how people can do this to each other. As far as OP and her husband go, I believe that they're actually doing the right decision. I believe telling the husband, hey, your wife came to us and told us this information. We wanted you to know, but we're not going to blow everything up unless you give us the okay. I believe that is a balanced decision, because if OP decide to just blow everything up and then it affects the husband as well, then that makes it seem like you just didn't care enough about the husband for his point of view and for his feelings. At the very least, you can ask to double check. Hey, do you want me to push the button? No? Okay, I won't push the button. I feel like that is some basic level communication, maturity, and friendship, because they are friends with each other. It's like, let me ask before I do this. There were some comments that were pretty relevant regarding this post. OP had a response on having the legal rights and consent to send the video evidence to Alyssa's workplace. OP responds by saying, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine legally if we do ever end up sharing it. We've decided against it for now. She knew we had cameras in our house. We have a very obvious Ring doorbell as well as outdoor cameras. The indoor ones are obvious as well. Plus, where we live, you have the right to record on your property without consent. So there would be no ability to retaliate against us. Someone asked a question to OP regarding Alyssa's work experience and how they feel about it. And OP responds, "This is the whole reason I got so upset. She's a new hire with basically no experience in the field, and she got a promotion for the stereotypical banging the boss. She's always been the person to look for loopholes or easier ways to do stuff, but this is a new low. I hope at the very least the supervisor gets fired. Someone like that shouldn't be in a position of power because they obviously can't handle it. I thought about maybe making an anonymous tip to the company about him specifically, but I don't want it to lead back to my ex-friend for now." Another commenter had talked about OP talking to Alyssa's husband about the video evidence and going nuclear. OP responds, "The only reason I'm against it for now is for some insightful comments. He's a very good man, and he might forgive her and decide to reconcile. Even though I don't agree with it, it's his decision. And I don't want to in turn ruin his life by letting everyone know he stayed with a cheater." Someone also said affecting her job could affect the outcome of a possible divorce, and I wouldn't want anything to play against him. Regarding these comments, I do believe that these were actually some really good comments and kind of insightful about trying to understand the situation better as someone from the outside. And it gives us a chance to look more into OP's perspective as to why they're upset, especially because her best friend is just screwing the boss to get a promotion in a business that she has no experience in. That's not fair to her fellow employees, and it's just kind of immoral, you know? But enough about that before I go into another rant. There is an update to this post that was made on September 27th, 2024. And the update goes as follows. "Apologize for not having time last night. We were obviously busy. People involved: ex-bestie equals Alyssa, bestie's hub equals Noah. I took a lot of people's advice and decided not to go nuclear. As many people said, at the end of the day, it's not my circus. The decision should be left up to the wronged party, and that is Noah. I also decided to reach out to Alyssa before telling Noah and decided to give her a chance to confess to Noah herself. After I talked to her, I was legit thinking about reaching out to her parents about medical help, because she was so unbothered and so non-remorseful about the affair that I thought she was having some sort of mental break or psychosis. Yeah, Alyssa's always been the kind to find loopholes or ways ahead, but cheating on your spouse of almost 2 decades for financial gain? It's not normal. If you didn't see my small update, the whole reason Alyssa started the affair was to get the promotion at work. It evolved into an emotional affair eventually, though. She admitted that her new friends from some feminism forums and Facebook groups told her she wasn't as valuable if she was making significantly less than her spouse, something I learned she's been more insecure about than she's been telling people. They're also telling her that using a man isn't cheating as long as there's no emotional attachment. She's just being a girl boss? Ooh, I don't like that. She's admitted she couldn't separate her feelings from the intimate aspect and started going on regular dates and vacations, and eventually started calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend. The affair partner knows she's married, but was told they were, quote, on the verge of separation, unquote. My hubby and I arrived at Noah and Alyssa's with some booze and some dinner, and by the time we were there, Noah had already gone through a bottle of wine. Surprisingly, Alyssa did confess to Noah about the affair. He told us it was extremely non-apologetic though. She sat him down and told him that she wasn't going on a business trip next week. She was going on a vacation with her boyfriend. Noah, being the clueless and loyal person he is, thought she meant to say husband and was so excited. He asked if they were going to Italy like they had planned for, and Alyssa just stared at him. She repeated, with my boyfriend. It took a few minutes, but it finally sunk in. He told us it wasn't pretty after that. and he said he embarrassingly got on his knees and begged her to fix everything. She yelled for a bit, but then just stonewalled him again. She was already packed to leave and just left him there sobbing. She turned off her location, which both Noah and I were part of her family on the app, and we have no idea where she went. We assume she went to her affair partner's house because if she had gone home with 2 suitcases, her mother would have reached out to Noah immediately. She sees him as a son. We sat down with Noah and said we had video and audio proof of Alyssa exposing and explaining the affair, and we will send them to him in case he needs them. I explained to him that in a moment of blind rage, I was planning on going scorched earth and telling everyone. But once I calmed down and looked at this rationally, I realized that wasn't the right thing to do. The only person going full nuclear would hurt was him, because Alyssa obviously doesn't care anymore. As I suspected, the idea of reconciliation is still on his mind, but he doesn't see it happening. In order to reconcile, both parties must admit fault and want to reconcile. Alyssa clearly doesn't. We've gotten him in contact with a friend of my hubby who agrees to help him pro bono until the divorce shows results. I can tell he's still hesitant about going forward with the divorce, but he knows he also can't force Alyssa to stay. As comments have suggested, this is where we bow out. We're obviously going to continue to support Noah, but it's not our situation to handle. It's his. If there's any future updates, I'll of course ask Noah first, but you'll be the second to know. Thanks for being so supportive and helpful. What was that? It made me realize that how Noah handles his life and his marriage is his responsibility, not mine. ETA. Wanted to clear up some questions from the last post that didn't really answer in the update. What did Alyssa ever do that made you want to go so nuclear? Honestly, nothing in particular. Like I said, for the past few years, our friendship has been convenience at its best. We've basically been friends because we know each other so well, and we have at least one friend. Alyssa has always had qualities I don't agree with, but who doesn't? I think it was just the whole situation that made my blood boil, especially since Alyssa has always been disgusted by cheaters. She was the kind of person to cut dozens of people out of her life if it meant not supporting someone's infidelity. So for her to make a complete 180 and not even have guilt about it, it just grinds my gears. That's part of the reason I think she's having some sort of mental breakdown. Not only is it hypocritical, it's extremely out of character, even for her. Are you in love with Noah? Of course not. Singing someone's praises and trying to portray that they're a genuine and good person doesn't automatically mean you want to sleep with them. Our relationship has been nothing more than platonic for the entire time I've known him, because he's loved Alyssa and I loved their happiness. I love my husband and literally only ever saw Noah like a brother. Logic, people. Well, I think this update kind of confirms a lot of things that we had a feeling might happen, and a lot of things that people feared, that Noah still wants reconciliation but is going to go forward with the divorce. I am glad that he is going through with the divorce because, the wife, Alyssa, clearly in his face just confirmed, like, yeah, I'm cheating on you, and not only am I cheating on you, I'm actually going to leave for a week to go hang out with my boyfriend, and I'm not going to talk to you. You're just going to be over here in the dark by yourself. I don't like, though, the fact that he actually got on his knees and begged for reconciliation. That shows a bit of weakness. That shows that he's not as strong as he should be. I was expecting him to maybe be angry or confrontational about the whole thing, not immediately crumbling to Alyssa's feet, which gives Alyssa more power and gives Alyssa mental gymnastic loophole excuses as to why her going to her boyfriend is actually okay, because look at my husband. He's on his knees begging me for forgiveness, even though I'm the one who cheated. At least that's how I see it in this point. I still think that OP is still doing the mature decision and is saying, hey, we'll give you all the stuff you need, but we're stepping back after this. We're not gonna, this is not our story. We're not the main protagonist. I like that. I like that level of balance and that level of maturity from OP. And it seems like, I'm going to guess that after this, she's probably just going to cut ties with Alyssa completely after this. There are some more comments that were considered relevant. A commenter goes, I hope he, the husband, has some self-respect and dignity and goes through with the divorce. If he decides to inform the employer, tell him to do it after the divorce. OP goes, as much as I love the guy, he basically worships the ground Alyssa walks on. If she came through the door right now and said sorry, even with no remorse behind it, I'm 99% sure he'd pretend like the last 4 months were a fever dream. Ooh. Another commenter goes, you handle this incredibly well, and even though it's a painful situation for all involved, your thoughtful approach will help Noah through this difficult time. If there are future updates, I'm sure everyone following the story will be eager to hear how things unfold. Wishing the best for Noah, and for you and your husband as you continue to support him. OP responds, thank you. Like I said, I made this post and decision to go nuclear in a fit of blind rage, but I soon realized I was being irrational. It's not my place to serve Alyssa vigilante justice. In all honesty, if she's not careful, she may out herself at work, and it's their decision what to do with the two of them. OP also made a comment on notifying the workplace by saying, I'm not going to. If Noah decides to reconcile, she'll be out of a job, which just adds to the problem that caused the affair in the first place. If she gets fired during the divorce, it could be grounds for alimony that she doesn't deserve. And one more commenter asks what forum Alyssa got the advice from, and OP goes, it wasn't a national or credible group. It was called like Independent Women of Insert State, and it's a bunch of women who give advice and other stuff tailored to laws and jobs in our state. The advice she got was from a group of women she met in the group who had their own personal group chat. She called them her friends, but I guarantee none of them are going to help her pick up her life now that it's ruined. I agree with that. I understand. Let me say this first and foremost. I do believe in equality between the genders. I do believe that every opportunity that should be available for a man should be available for a woman when it comes to the workplace, when it comes to litigation, laws, family court, everything. I believe that equality is there. I don't like the direction that feminism is going now, because now it's not about equality. It seems more about superiority and abusing and manipulating men. Not all feminism is like that, I know. But the most recent wave has been kind of detrimental to the cause. At least that's how I feel personally. I'm not going to deep dive too much into it because that's not what this story is about. The story is about them, not me. So I'm going to do what OP is doing and bow out from that point forward. There is one more update though. And this new update goes from October 25th, 2024. Well, I didn't expect to be back so soon, but the last week has been basically a speed run of terrible events. This will probably be my last update, so feel free to consider this the conclusion of the events. Everything bad that could have happened, happened. The past 2 days specifically have been absolutely horrible. Sorry if this is all over the place. I'm still all over the place. So I don't know if it was the day she left or the day after, but Alyssa and affair partner went on their vacation. The only reason I know of because she posted pictures all over social media of her and affair partner. She had absolutely no shame. It was very clear that even if she wasn't divorced, this was her new boyfriend, which of course notified her family of the issues. Noah's phone was blowing up with apologies, accusations, everything you can think of. Noah, being the people pleaser he is, decided to tell her family they were on a mutual break instead of telling everybody she cheated, and that was the affair partner. Alyssa's mom, fortunately, didn't believe him and came to me. I didn't hold back. I told her she's been cheating on Noah for 4 months, and that she recently bragged to me about her sugar daddy affair partner, and that's the only reason she's come clean to Noah. Alyssa's mom then dropped a bomb on me that even I didn't know. Alyssa is a serial cheater? Uh-oh. Her mom said in high school, Alyssa will bring boys home under the guise of school projects or sport-related things, but she caught Alyssa kissing 2 different boys. Keep in mind, she was dating Noah all this time. She said she didn't think much of it and just chalked it up to being a crazy hormonal teenager. She also said she never expected her to marry her high school boyfriend, and by the time they were married, she figured Alyssa had stopped doing all this stuff. Neither her nor I have no idea if she's done anything like that since high school through to the present. But I'm not interested in digging further into it. This just explains why Alyssa was just so nonchalant about cheating, because apparently she has always just done it. I'm guessing her girl boss friends awoke something inside her, and she remembered how easily and nonchalantly she would cheat, and it inspired to just do it again? I don't know. I'll be honest, I kinda yelled at her mother, something I'm not proud of. Like I've said in previous posts, Alyssa's mom is basically my mom, so formalities and everything aren't something I think about when I talk to her. So I freaked out and told her she set Noah up for this kind of life when he could have found somebody 10 times better. She took it like a champ and just let me vent until I was calm again. I apologized for yelling, but calmly said, "You and I both know Noah deserved better. You should have said something before he got married to her." She agreed, but said it's too late now to focus on that, and that the real issue at this time was supporting Noah. I told her if she wanted to support Noah, she could have told him his fiance was a cheater 10 years ago and hung up on her. I've since talked to her. We're fine, but I was just so mad at her in the moment. Next thing that happened was the photos got back to a colleague, and both of them were out of a job before their vacation was even over. As I assumed, their workplace was extremely upset, and did consider Alyssa getting the promotion favoritism, and they were both let go. Noah told me there were at least 3 HR complaints about them, so it was a no-brainer. Of course, the beautiful relationship Alyssa and her affair partner had turned sour as soon as he learned he was let go from his 6-figure job because of her. He was so pissed, he even canceled Alyssa's plane ticket home out of spite and planned to leave her stranded there. This is where all of you will be disappointed, and so am I. But Noah immediately forgave her, bought her a ticket, and moved her back in. Come on, man. She told him it was just a huge mistake, and seeing how her affair partner treated her made her realize what she could have lost. It's obviously all bullshit to me and hubby, but you already know Noah ate that shit up. He told us that he's urging her to go to couples counseling, but of course, it's not an ultimatum. So basically, she got to have her cake and eat it with no consequences. We told Noah previously and reminded him that if he decided to take Alyssa back, we'd be going, at the very least, low contact. We kept to our word and have completely blocked Alyssa and have Noah unblocked, but don't plan to engage in small talk to invitations to stuff. We refuse to be like him and just act like this never happened, because that's not normal. He understood, but he told us he has to stand by the vows he made to his wife, which we both understand to an extent, and wished him well. So, yep, Alyssa got to sleep with another man, go on a nice vacation, lose her job, and still gets a bed and a husband to come home to. All's well that ends well? I don't even know how to feel about this. Like, if they want to live their fucked up broken marriage life, that's their choice. I'm not even mad anymore, just drained. I'm almost glad it's over now, because I don't know if I could deal with this for months on end. I knew this was going to happen eventually. It's just who Noah is, but it feels just as idiotic as it sounds. I don't know if I'm just rambling at this point. I'm glad we decided to step back, because honestly, both of them have a very clear psychological issues that need to be addressed with a professional, but neither of them will ever do that. I'd rather be rid of people like this. Sorry if I'm being blunt or mean, but at the end of the day, both of them have issues I didn't sign up to deal with. I don't need this kind of stress while hubby and I are trying for kids. So yeah, I guess this is it. Yep, that's it. And that is the end of the story. That is... what a way for it to end. OP had plans to go nuclear and didn't have to lift a finger because Alyssa blew everything up. She got too confident and too proud of the fact that she was cheating and just blew everything up, including the relationship she was trying to have with her boss. And Noah is spineless. I don't agree with this at all from Noah. She literally went on a vacation with the boyfriend she told you about. The boyfriend that she's telling you about that she is cheating on you with. They had a whole vacation extravaganza. She posted pictures about it, brags about it to the world. Ends up getting fired for it, and you welcome her back with open arms. I understand that he said he has vows. He had vows to his wife. I understand that. But she broke them long before this, and is so used to stepping on the broken pieces of her vows that she doesn't even feel any guilt about telling him that she's been cheating. That's how you know she's been doing this for a long time, even before the revelation that she was cheating in high school, which is also crazy. And also the fact that the mother didn't even tell Noah, yeah, my daughter cheats, and you should probably know before you marry her. That's not a good look on the mother either. Alyssa's family is kind of scuffed. And I understand why OP just threw their hands up and said, this is no longer my problem. This is no longer my issue to deal with. Y'all are gonna have y'all problems. Y'all are wildin'. I'm going to be over here with my family, and I'm going to have some kids and have a great life. Y'all do what y'all want to do. And frankly, I agree 100% with that. I'm tipping my hat to OP for trying to be a good person, and by literally letting it play out, everything blew up. So there's no fallback on OP. They got to watch the whole thing and eat popcorn and maybe even sip on a soda. But I'm going off a bit on this rant, you know. I will stop it there on how I feel about this story. I don't want to get too long, because then it could end up being like a 30-minute rant. And I've been looking at my community posts, and I know some of you prefer short ones and some of you prefer long ones, so this one's kind of in between. I do want to say, though, thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. We have reached 5,000 subscribers. That is crazy to me. We are making progress, and it feels so good. I honestly appreciate each and every single one of you for sticking with me to this point, and we're only going to get better from here. I'm going to try and find ways to record more while I'm on the road. I know you guys can probably tell the difference in the quality, and that's because I actually left my mic, my good mic at home, and I'm actually using my phone for this one. I hope it's not too much of a difference. I know you probably heard a few things in the background. I'm going to try and clean up the audio if I can, but I honestly want to thank you all for staying with me for this point. And if you could do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your aunties, your uncles, tell your whole family if they like Reddit stories. Don't tell people who don't like Reddit stories, because that's kind of counterintuitive. Tell the people that you think will like this story. And a matter of fact, tell me in the comments if you like this story. Tell me what you think. Your opinions matter to me. And matter of fact, if you have stories that you would like me to read that you don't think I've read, don't be shy. Tell me in the comments. I would love to read stories that you guys recommend to me. But for now, I'm going to say thank you for being here. I hope you guys all have a great weekend or a great day whenever you hear this. I hope that your families are all doing okay, and I hope your loved ones are doing well. And as always, stay safe and have a great day.